Summer is in full swing, with many of us heading out on vacation, visiting our backyards, and enjoying everything the season has to offer. But it's also a very noisy time of year with construction and crowds, so we have to be aware of what this can do to our hearing. Here to break down more is Fischer with Fischer Hearing. Good morning and welcome back to the studio.
Good morning, Kaylee, and thanks for having me.
All right, so let's dive right in. Let's talk about what exactly it is that noise does to damage our hearing.
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So when we're in different environments that are quite noisy, or even just normal environments, typically as the sound comes through the system and it hits that inner ear, the nerve, and there's tiny little hair cells in there. So if we're talking like this, it's just a real gentle vibration, and the hair cells are, with that vibration, sending the signal needed so the brain can figure out what it is we're talking about. When there's really loud sounds, those, instead of that gentle vibration, it's almost more like just everything's getting bashed around in there. And those little hair cells at the very top that are receptors designed to send that signal up, they get damaged. And once they're damaged, they can't be repaired. So that damage is permanent. Those nerves do not know how to regenerate themselves, and we don't know how to do that either. So it's very important that we don't allow those little hair cells to get bent and broken, because that signal then is interfered with. It's not as good.
So we don't want to damage those little hair cells. We don't want to damage our eardrums themselves. Now let's talk about prevention.
Yeah.
So what would you do?
Yeah, very important. You know, just because something is really loud doesn't mean we can't do it. If we know that fireworks are 150 to 175 decibels, that's deafening almost immediately. So when you go to something like that, and it's a professional fireworks show, as we have all through the summer, they're going to make sure that you're further away from everything. They're not going to have people sitting within 5 feet of those fireworks. And the people that are actually setting those fireworks off that are so close, they are going to be using things like different hearing protection. Muffs, buds, doesn't matter. Any protection is a really good idea, and that distance comes into play as well. So they're going to make sure we're a long way away from where the fireworks are set off so we can enjoy them without damaging our hearing.
So distance is an important factor, but also so is time. Some of us are heading out to, say, for example, a concert. We just had Country Thunder. There's more music festivals coming up throughout the summer. So what should we keep in mind? Yep,
excellent question. Duration, sometimes you just want to have a little bit of a break. So if you know you're going to be at Country Thunder for all evening and into the next day, that day before maybe wasn't the best day to go help a buddy build a deck, for example. Power saw, 109 decibels. That can cause damage within just a couple of minutes. Again, you want to protect your ears. You want to take breaks in between, because breaks are important as well. We need to give those ears a little bit of a rest in between so that we're not damaging them more than we need to. We're hard. It is a delicate system. We're hard on it anyway. Anything you can do in those extreme environments, you want to try and do.
Well, let's finish off by actually showing our viewers, if you could pick those up and talk about what you brought and what you'd recommend people use this summer.
You know, I'm a big proponent of any kind of hearing protection. So whatever you wear, if you're comfortable with it, you're going to be more likely to wear it. If you're cutting the lawn and it's the size of ours, which is about the size of this platform we're on, it's tiny. Maybe you just have muffs that are hanging on a nail in the garage, so you really have no excuse to quickly grab them and put them on. Somebody that has plugs that are going to be on and off, maybe you have to communicate with people in between. You might have something that goes around the neck, so you're more likely to have them always with you. Put them in, take them out when you need to. When you're looking at hearing protection, you're looking for something that has what we call an NRR, or noise reduction rating. So the higher the reduction rating, the more protection.
Candace, thank you so much for joining us in studio. The sounds of summer can be a beautiful thing, but once again, make sure you're protecting yourself. If you want more information, head on over to her website. It's fischerhearing.ca.